The great and the good were in Europe last night. Manchester United, though, threw away a 2-goal lead twice to draw 3-3 in Istanbul against Galatasaray. Ten Hag said afterwards, we're going in the right direction. I'm sure we will be successful in the long term. But before we hear from Ten Hag, is this a club, Simon, moving closer to calamity or moving closer to get it right? Before I get your answer to that, Ten Hag on where they're at.
Yeah, you have to manage the game not so easily. Give free kicks away, then defend the free kicks, of course, better. It's always about incidents, always about details, and some incidents we can manage better. But yeah, as I say, we as a team we have to learn from it because we're conceding too much goals, and that's unnecessary and avoidable. I'm sure our team is experienced enough and is capable of enough to manage this, and we will do better. But what is enjoyable, the progress we have, the way we play football, and we're dictating the game. We score so many goals, and not about luck or what, no, about a plan and about creativity and about be proactive and brave.
So that was Ten Hag post-match. I mean, to qualify, United need to beat Bayern Munich and Harry at Old Trafford and hope that Copenhagen and Galatasaray draw their match. So that's where they're at. Where are they moving to, Simon? Is it closer to calamity or closer to getting it right, do you think?
Well, game management is a fundamental part of the opportunity to win games, obviously. And I'm assuming that he would categorise their performance as getting nearer to it because of their game management against Fulham and Sheffield United and Luton and Brentford, all those teams that are at the top table. So in game management terms, when you're playing against the so-called elite sides, they are not seeming to progress. So it depends who you benchmark it against. If you benchmark Man United by being able to win enough games over the lesser opposition to find themselves in the Champions League qualifications for the following season, then they're maintaining a moderate progress. If you're determining Man United's ascent or progress based upon their ability to be able to overcome the best opposition, well, how do you make a case that there's a great deal of progress?
Yeah, the second part of that, they're not coming close to, certainly at the moment, you could argue. Are they not showing character, though? I mean, Goodison was a bear pit on Sunday. In they go, they win. Yeah. Last night, welcome to hell. Galatasaray fans do everything they possibly can to make you feel unwelcome. And they flexed a bit of muscle when they had to, and they showed a bit of character.
Well, character would have been to hold the game at 3-1, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That would have been character. To put yourself in a position of ascendancy shows a clear evidence that the team's got capabilities. No one would deny the team's got capabilities. No one perhaps should deny the fact that the guy should be given a certain amount of time. And the same argument might have been raised for Arteta, and people are reaping the fruits of that potential patience. My view, and it's been my view since he walked in the door, is I struggle to see him getting the ultimate outcome. And the ultimate outcome isn't making Manchester United competitive. Surely the ultimate outcome is assuming the role they once had, which is winning leagues and winning European competitions, albeit they didn't win that many European competitions, but being very competitive in those tournaments so that they are rightfully one of the elite clubs in Europe. Now, you can give him time to achieve a better outcome. If the outcome that you're determining is Ten Hag's job is to eclipse Pep Guardiola, well, the only time I see that happening is when Pep Guardiola packs it in. So if that's not someone you're not going to eclipse, then what is Man United's modus operandi? It's very easy to criticise. They keep getting themselves in decent positions. Yes, they scored 3 goals against Bayern Munich, and people talk about these statistics, and I think Owen Hargreaves was saying it last night, that they scored so many goals away from home, 9 goals away from home, normally would get you a certain amount of points, has got them 1. But you look at the Bayern Munich game, that was probably the most nonchalant 4-3 you'd ever see, because every time Man United scored a goal, Bayern Munich went, how dare you, upfield and went and scored another. Look, I mean, the argument about Fernandes and his captaincy and his leadership, the quality on the pitch. I'll tell you one player that seems to be coming through and seems to be making much more of a fist of it is obviously James McTominay, right? Scott McTominay, sorry.
Scott McTominay,
So with that in mind, there's progress there. Luke Shaw's back in the side, but this is not a great United side.
Well, it's not. And there are big question marks about the goalkeeper. Spent 47 million quid on Onana. Is he the answer? Looks far from the answer at the moment. I'll put it out there this morning. United fans listening, with De Gea still without a club, I'm going to put it there. Would you have him back? How much longer can this go on? Because at the moment, you look at Onana, he's an accident waiting to happen. De Gea is still without a club. Would you have him back? 810 89. You can give us a call. 03717 22 3344. United, Simon, have conceded 1 fewer goal than the side with the worst defence in the competition, Royal Antwerp, who've conceded 15 in 5 defeats.
But Danny Murphy has said from the get-go, the way that this side plays is they're far too open. And on the Onana question, you cannot suggest to me that David de Gea in his first season, when he was Man United goalkeeper, covered himself in glory. There was this constant criticism of him about his inability to get crosses, his inability to do certain things. Yet here we are talking about David de Gea being brought back in. And also David de Gea having a very successful tenure at Man United post the first season. This guy came in with a great reputation. They're ridiculing it, saying they came in because he was good with his feet, but it's his bloody hands that saved the ball. He's made plenty of saves. He saved them in the game against Copenhagen at Old Trafford.
But he's made plenty of mistakes as well,
goalkeepers
Simon.
make mistakes.
Undeniably.
But goalkeepers do make mistakes.
Yeah, costly mistakes.
But goalkeepers do make mistakes. And players on the field make mistakes. Players give away penalties. Players miss open goals. Midfield players make bad challenges. Those are the same sort of mistake as a goalkeeper. The problem is if your defensive unit in front of you is constantly exposing you to situations where you're being put under pressure more often than not, goalkeepers will make the same percentage of mistakes. Man United aren't leaking goals simply because of the goalkeeper. They're leaking goals. It was nothing to do with the goalkeeper on the whole when Bayern Munich smacked 4 past them. It wasn't that much to do with the goalkeeper when Copenhagen smacked 4 past them.
I'm not sure though, Simon. I think there's an element of the United support becoming increasingly impatient about what they see when Onana plays. It's almost expect a mistake somewhere along the line. Let's hope it's not costly.
But this goalkeeper a year ago was absolutely at the top of his game, being perceived to be, if not the best goalkeeper in the world, close to it, had record number of clean sheets, and all of a sudden he's coming to a Man United side that hasn't been able to... I mean, this Man United side that got beat 7, and have gotten beaten by teams left, right and centre by a number of goals, nothing to do with that goalkeeper.
Oh, true. Okay, all right, fair point. On United in general, though, are they moving closer to getting it right?
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the TalkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. TalkSPORT.